Sons, we're trying a little bit of different format. I figured I'd try out this YouTube vertical. We were originally going to try some Instagram, but Meta updated. Now we need 1,000 subs, and your boy was never really that focused on building up Instagram. So, how's it going, Mike? Uh, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from, man.
All right. Well, I'm Mike Sons. I appreciate you having.
Hell yeah, man. That's that's dope. So you're, if I'm understanding correctly, born in Louisiana, and then you said you've been in Tennessee pretty much since, or
Moved to Memphis when I was about 4 years old, and I lived out there.
gotcha. I suppose you probably grew up on, well, I shouldn't say grew up, but probably rocked some Little White and stuff like that then, huh?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So I guess start from the beginning. What really made you want to get interested? When did you start? Was it always a thing in childhood or something later on? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Myself and Clint Smith actually met up, and we've been going for I don't know about 2 years now. Ever since I more, and we've been and things have been going pretty well for the last couple years.
Hell yeah, man. It sounds like you had quite the interest from the get, screwing around like a lot of us did. I mean, me personally, I never, from the singing or vocal end of it, I never really got into it past a little messing around with the NSYNC era when I was in like fucking elementary school or whatever. But um, yeah, dude, I've always absolutely loved hip hop, rap, all that stuff. Um, so it's been refreshing to see this stuff kind of build up this whole genre of rap that actually speaks to us country boys. You know, we can call it whatever we
Right,
want.
right.
We can ignore the subgenre and stuff like that. Like I've said a few times myself with a lot of the stuff that's gone on, but that doesn't mean the artists aren't still there, and that doesn't mean the artists aren't still telling their stories. And that's a big
Right.
piece of what I'm getting at. It's I love hearing guys like you come up. I've checked out a few of your songs. I think you actually commented on a few of the reactions. Um, and I just listened to 90s Baby a little bit ago. Um, I'll I'll let you do a little promo on that, and I'll kind of um, rope in one piece that I picked up on it, and that's right at the end. I don't know if this was your intention or your particular style, because I can't say I know you well enough to know your habits and stuff. But what I can say is there was a point where you did a roll, kind of like the R roll that Mexican OT does.
Oh, right at the
Was
end,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Was that intentional to go into that style, or is that something that you've kind of been doing?
No, it's something.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I'm just getting this shared out for some people on YouTube here, but um, yeah, man. I can honestly say seeing you work with Dunbar was kind of cool. I've seen you more prevalently lately, and then when I went back to listening over the last couple days, I seen also your single drops and stuff like that. That you've really been kind of focusing on that, honing in your skill and drop here or there methodically to the
Right,
extent
right.
that I can see you kind of leading up. You want to get some people roped in, and then it's time to drop another album. I'm sure
Absolutely.
because yeah, there was I forget what one in 23, and then several in 24, and then a whole bunch this year already.
Yeah, yeah.
So that 90s baby though, dude, that's a vibe. I like that. That's some good shit.
I
That's
appreciate
some
that,
good
man.
shit. And it's always more enjoyable to be on that grind when you have like your latest track is like fucking fire to
Yeah.
be really pushing and grinding and you got all these tracks out, you're getting more traction, you're getting interviews, you're going out there, a matter of fact, early on we're already getting some people filtering in. Why don't you promote a little bit on, I know Clint told me you had a few things lined up interviews wise this week.
Right, right. Yeah, we got you on, and I want to say I appreciate you again for having me on.
Absolutely,
And
Mike.
we also have a Straight Savvy interview tomorrow as well, and Chop Easy interview Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe it
Um,
was Thursday that he had said. Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And man, I'm so thankful and appreciative of all you guys for letting me get up and kind of talk about what's going on. Fortunately enough, we have had the opportunity to have a tour come our way. Dirty of Trailer Made has decided to make his first headlining tour, and he's going
Oh,
across country to country. He's going across, I think, 15 different states, 12 or 15, something like that. And
that's awesome.
our own loyalty tour up and going. We had like 5 or 6 dates booked, and Dirty seen it and reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I see you trying to get on tour. I got this coming up. Would you be interested in the way?"
I get it, man. I get it 100%. It's
Right. So I thought for
it's a
sure that
grind, bro.
I wouldn't be able to make it. Yeah. So right now I'm kind of just working a lot of overtime and I'm trying to sell this. Got a lot of shirts and stuff, all types of stuff. And man, we're just trying to save up, trying to pay them bills up for September. That way my wife doesn't have to worry about anything while I'm gone and still make sure that I got enough money to live on while I'm out on the road. But so far so good. We've been doing all right.
Yeah, I mean, of course you gotta cover your ass, and it's not cheap to be on the road, dude. I don't know how
Absolutely.
tour works 100% when you're traveling with guys, but I would imagine there's still quite a bit of cost even um, not being the headliner. So
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure. I'm
you still
sure.
got your equipment, you still got your own transport and all that kind of shit. So yeah, man, it's awesome that Dirty's doing that shit though.
Yeah,
Um,
man. Shout out to Dirty, man. Tell you the
yeah,
truth, for
yeah,
real.
that's awesome that you get to be on his first tour too. So
Absolutely.
who all do you want to recap? Who all's gonna be on that tour with you guys, or is he rotating as you guys go around?
Okay, so the first half of the tour, he's got Big Murph on the show with us, and
Hell yeah.
then Frank Thompson, and I believe another guy. His name is Knowledge. I have not had the opportunity to meet him yet.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I can't say I've heard of Knowledge per se,
Yeah,
but
I had not heard of him yet. I want to say they told me that him and Dirty are like home something. I think he's a
Oh,
local
really?
artist over there where Dirty is in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. That's awesome. I see, and I didn't know where Dirty was from. I've heard a few of his tracks as well over the years,
Yeah.
but I've never been a diehard follower of him. To be honest, I don't know where a lot of you guys are from. I catch it here or there. Jack is, I'm sorry, Jack Aspert is like out in the fucking open. If you don't know where he's from, it's
Yeah.
kind of, you know, like Jesus
Then you're not
Christ,
paying no attention.
that's that deep bayou shit.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it. It reminds me because I used to work down there quite a bit, like Alexandria and shit, over in his neck of the woods. Because he was actually, I think he was just over in Natchitoches not too long ago. I was like, hey, I've been over in that. I did the paper mill over there. But
Heck yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah. So, do you have an album that you are working on, or are you working on projects that are leading up to um, this tour or during this tour?
Yeah, we have some. Actually, I have a few songs that I'm performing on the tour that are coming out as between now and then, and one or two actually may drop afterwards or are in the middle of the month. And
Yeah.
myself and Moccasin Creek just got together over this past weekend, and we sat down for 2 days and recorded 8 songs, 9 songs, 8 or 9 songs. So that's
Hell
a
yeah.
that's a whole EP in itself that's going to be coming out pretty soon. I have my own personal solo EP that I've been working on, still kind of stacking to it. We plan to drop that sometime this year before 26 comes around. And then, of
Yeah.
course, I've got a ton of other singles that we've been working on, other feature tracks that we've been working on.
Hell yeah, man. So you said the Moccasin Creek album that you're on, that's with Dunbar as well, correct?
Y- yes,
Or
Dunbar, he's
some
got
of it?
a part in it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's a joint project that myself and Jeff are doing. But he also just dropped an album recently called Full Circle, and I believe that I was able to get on that album as well.
Hell yeah, bro. That's awesome. It's people can say what they want back and forth about collabs, features, whatever. I'm here for it, and some artists, even when almost every track that they do that's good with features, I don't care because I'll be honest with you, there's a few features that maybe I used to listen to that I don't listen to that person as much anymore, so I don't listen to that whole track. So it's just because you have a collab, a feature with somebody, does not mean, that artist
People
that
are
you don't
listening to
know
his
as
part,
well.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. That artist, that person, exactly. You get what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. Um, what else? So, do you know the 15 states that you guys are going to, or have you been able to get some traveling in your music career yet, or just even in your personal life?
Before I started traveling and doing the shows everywhere, I had barely been anywhere as far as a state that don't touch Tennessee. I've been pretty much under a rock forever, so
Right, and if
I
you're
don't know what
anywhere
I'm really
near
getting
Nashville
myself
or the no
into, and yeah,
if you're
yeah, I'm
anywhere
looking
near
forward to.
Nashville or the northern border, you're like a
Yeah,
stone's throw away from Kentucky. So,
right, right. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all the places. So far, I've done shows in Joplin, Missouri. I've done shows in Alabama. I want to say we went to Birmingham. Um, Ton of shows right here where I'm at in Tennessee.
yeah,
We've gotten around Jackson from me. Rather, I
yeah,
feel
that's
like there's a
awesome,
ton
man.
that I'm leaving now. I went to DeLand, Florida. and when
I know overtime. Six Below. Remind me of who
mhm.
that is, because that sounds familiar.
That he's like rebranding. Um, a lot from him lately. Clint put me onto him. He's got some really cool music, and he was such a super nice guy. And he reached out to us and offered us to come out. So me
That's
and my
awesome,
wife
dude.
took our very first plane trip and hopped on a plane and went to Florida.
That's awesome, dude. It's uh it's cool to be able to actually get those kind of invites and shit like that. Like whether it's last minute or not, like it's one of those. I'm hopping on a plane. I'm gonna go check this shit out, you know.
Right, right.
But if you had to pick one moment in your career to this point, earlier on, what would you say? You're right on that cusp of blowing up, of really getting more traffic out there. What would you say is your pre-blow up like moment? The one big memory or a few big memories that you've had or accomplishments that you're proud of early on.
Well, right out of the
And
gate,
actually, I'm gonna say one thing, not the dirty tour, because that's all already, you know.
so right out the gate, I had an the venue, anything. We just wanted to show up and have a good time. $600 that night. Just
Hell
my
yeah,
first
man.
show ever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's super cool. Um, and then I guess as far as like that moment, and it's been different. There's been moments to where I felt like, oh wow, this is fixing to happen, and I'm really about to blow up.
Right?
But yeah, being invited to asked to come perform in Joplin, Missouri was a really big deal. It happened on Father's
Yeah,
Day. It was like my third live show. They paid me five
that's
hundred
cool.
bucks to come out.
Early
It was
on
a huge
shows, and Father's Day, that's a cool one. Because I
plus
imagine you
paid
you got
gig. I
kids and a
mean,
family, yeah?
right, right. Yeah, I have three kids, two boys, one girl.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
I got one that'll be 9 in November. My youngest boy. My daughter is 10. Me and her actually share the same birthday, June 24th.
That's cool.
Yeah, 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 super cool. And then I have an adult now. He'll be 18 in September 2nd.
Makes you feel old, don't it?
He turns 8.
Oh shit. Well, you'll have to do a sending away party for you and a big old 18 party for him.
For sure.
So, all right. You said
Well,
Joplin, Missouri was. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Joplin, Missouri was for sure one of the first moments where I thought, wow, could really go somewhere. And then I was also on a show called The Rundown. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that with Triple T.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
he had, I think it was like season 2 or season 3. He had Adam Calhoun on there, and the winner got a feature with him and a music video and stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't win that competition, so I didn't make it there. I think I was runner up, second or third place.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
but the
pretty cool.
first time Adam Calhoun ever listened to my music, he was blown away, and he made the comment that I've got the it factor. He said a lot of people are missing something and they don't know what they're missing, and it was just whatever that is. So that made me
I
feel pretty good. And then he said, man, he was like, I would sign this dude right now. And at that was another moment where I was just like, wow, I'm fixing to take off. This is really about to be for
Well, and just like to call back to the Mexican OT style, the rolling your R's and shit like that. Like that's you're playing with your styles. That's what a
for
good
sure.
artist does. You experiment, you find out what your groove is, what you enjoy doing. And when you enjoy doing it, I can tell you for a fact, I know multiple artists that I put up here as favorites, and a big part of that is because you can feel the energy when they're feeling it.
For sure, for sure. As well as the pain when they're feeling it,
Oh yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever
You feel
emotion.
whatever emotion they're trying to get across. And you get to
Yeah,
a point where they're such good storytellers in whatever particular story they're trying to tell in that song or
right,
even album story, that it's an emotional roller coaster through the whole thing. And
right.
that's whether or not you consider it, oh my God, this has bars, or oh my God, this is so lyrical. Sometimes it's just about what story does the artist have to tell us. So, um, let's see. You said you started out in Louisiana. Um, I guess one of the things we didn't cover as much about you coming up, you said you're proud of being able to get that chance to compete for that feature. And then as well, you've talked about a few of the people that you've collabed with and featured with. Um, what would you say was some of your biggest influences, or who would you say were some of your biggest influences coming up? What kind of genres were you interested in?
Uh, okay, so what really kind of set me apart from most everybody else in this genre is the fact that growing up, I was heavily influenced by R&B. So I was listening to like Casey and JoJo and Avant and Nelly and Usher and more just kind of just smooth, a lot of baby making type stuff, as well as
I
the
can see
rap.
it in your music, to be fair. I can definitely see the influence in your music from what I have checked out online. This dude got some soul.
Right, for sure, for sure. And then all of my family always was diehard country, so I had no choice but to listen to country. So I learned to love it, of course. And once I started kind of just playing with everything and trying to blend it, I do kind of a country R&B style. I have some of the rap music, country rap, hip hop rap. I've got a song that Ben Harper actually wrote. I did a cover rendition song version of it, and it's probably one of the most soulful sounds that I've got.
That's awesome. And what's that one called?
It's called Walk Away, and it's
Walk
on my
Away.
YouTube.
What year did you do that one? Do you remember?
I believe we just released that one last year. Most everything that I've got, I sit
I
on it for
might have, I
at
might
least a
have
year.
reacted to it or at least checked it out then. I'm
I
not
think you
100%
might
sure.
have as well. I want to say that you
Because
might have. You were
Walk
Captain
Away
Kirk
sounds
one.
familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I know I did collabs with him too on a live before, so maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I did something there between that and being up on Vix and stuff and doing the reviewing with them and stuff like that. So yeah, it's. I mean, that's another big thing. I love the community that we have been developing up to this point. Like the last year has been a lot of various people working together, and you've been a part of that whole collab amongst people that are just trying to network, trying to get
Mm.
somewhere and trying to collab and bring more positivity this way and show whatever authenticity or art that they're looking to express or that they have to express, I should say. So, let's see. The Moccasin Creek. I'm sure you got a track with Dirty.
We're actually we've talked about making one together, and we haven't done it yet, but we absolutely will have a track together.
Yeah,
Moccasin Creek. Jeff was actually the first, I would say, like big artist who gave me a chance to get on a song.
Jeff McCool.
Um, mhm.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
did Cigarettes in Monte Carlos. It was actually a song that I
I've
came
seen
up
that
with,
one for sure.
and I was just shooting in the dark, really, and Clint sent it out. Um, Between him and Russell, they got it over to Jeff, and he heard the song and was like, "Man, this is nice. I'll definitely hop on this." And then, man, he
Yeah.
came out to Jackson, and I met him over there, and we shot that music video to it. He took me out to dinner. Man, he's such a great guy.
So actually, it's fitting that he just popped in here on your account.
Oh,
What up, Clint? So on that note, I'll use it to transition to when you started working with Clint. How did that come about? Um, who introduced you guys? How did you meet him? Whatever.
man, this is really one of the more interesting stories. Because I say all the time, God put us together. No questions about it. My wife and I were at a farmer's market one Saturday evening. We left there and went to this new restaurant that we had over in Trenton to try out the new food. We sat down and got to talking to the waiter a little bit, and he just kept looking at me funny, and he was just like, "Man, you look really familiar. Like, where do I know you from?" And I had never seen the man before, so I was just messing with him. I was like, "Probably YouTube."
Right.
So I showed him one of my songs. I showed him Long Road. That he said, "Man, I got a guy into this music stuff. I'm gonna give him your contact information. Let me get your name and number, and I'm gonna send it over to him, and you can be expecting a phone call." And I didn't really think nothing of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like 2 days went by. Me and one of my buddies was out fishing one day, and my phone rang, and it was Clint. He was like, "Hey, I'm," who was the waiter at the restaurant,
Yeah.
and at first, I was just like, what is going on? This is crazy. Like, why? This man don't even know me, but he heard my music and he just believed in what I was doing. And once he met me and we actually got to fill each other out and get to know each other a little bit, man, two peas in a pod. That's my guy right there.
Speaking the same language and being on the same wavelength.
Makes a huge difference in the
Fuck
progression
yeah.
that we have doing this.
Fuck yeah, man. You gotta have somebody who sees either the same vision as you or shares a similar motivation vision as you do. And once you have that, it's all up from there, you know. That uphill battle that you had solo doesn't feel so hard when you got somebody working with you who sees the same image and is also thinking of ideas along the way, is also has a different perspective, a different view, a different just brain altogether
Right.
in
Absolutely.
how to address this or that. And especially if he's clicking with you on that language communication level, he gets what's in your head, where
Right.
your mind's at.
And of course, he's had years and
One
years of
accord, as he says.
experience. Yeah, one for sure, one accord. He's had years and years experience of managing. He manages like 3 or 4 different stores for McDonald's, and had prior experience to that. So, and then myself, I'm super coachable. I'm eager to learn something new every day. I'm not in a box. I don't know it all. So we definitely
Yeah.
feed off each other.
Yeah, and that's important too, willingness to learn. It's one thing to talk a lot like myself and be curious and ask questions and all that kind of stuff, but the taking in information from everybody. It doesn't mean you have to do exactly what they tell you to do,
Right.
but it means that you're actually consciously thinking through what they're advising you on and then playing that against other stuff that you've come across. Yeah. So did Clint start as manager? Did you kind of? I know he used to be. At least the way I found him was, he's the graphics designer.
Right.
That was one thing I remember to bring Kurt back up. That was one thing I remember about Clint was Kurt signed off on him kind of thing. He's like, dude, you'll have killer fucking thumbnails.
Oh, that's no lie, man. He's absolutely one of, if not the best in the game. Like my YouTube looks, I'm blown away that we don't even have 1,000 subs yet. Because
Hey,
man, he got it looking so professional.
I gotta say, Clint, if you want, you have that link as well. You're more than willing to, or you're more than welcome to come up and join us and kind of, because you know every in and out of this man. So to have somebody really pick those little details of what's happened over the last year or two while he's been grinding his ass off that he might have overlooked, and you're just sitting there like, this has been big for you, or this has been big for you, you know?
And that's one point that I have to make as well. Because I mean, know him, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
And for the last 2 years that me and him have known each other, we literally not went a single day without talking. Not even one single day that I can recall. Uh, so we're always planning, always keeping up with each other, making sure each other's good, coming up with new ideas, making new plans,
He's
executing on
known
the plans that we've already made.
he's knowing what's going on in your life on a daily basis. If maybe you're struggling with this, or maybe hey, you just did this thing with overtime or whatever that you're proud of or something, and he can be like, hey
Yeah, for
man,
sure.
you know, maybe talk about that in between songs or something when you're up on stage. Share, you know, some genuine stories with him, or hey, maybe write about that or
I wrote a whole
brainstorm on
song
that.
about him. I
Yeah,
wrote a whole song about the day that we met.
yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome,
super
man.
cool. It's gonna be on
And that
my solo EP.
that's another thing too. And I know for me, this is always a big thing, and I've heard about artists having this issue with writing as well. Don't care so much about what other people are going to think about this bar, this line, this thing that you said. Just write it down, and then you can fine tune it afterwards. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes we kill ourselves before we ever get started, you know? But
yeah, man, no doubt.
so what did you say what year you met him? How many years have you been working with him now?
Just for the last 2 years.
2 years?
I
So
think
May of 23?
May or June made 2 years. So we just crossed over that threshold.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. So what's next? What do you see by the end of this tour? How long is tour? You said 15 states. How long is that?
Yeah, it's for the whole month. It's 15 shows in total. Some of them are consecutive, one day after another with like a 2 day break. Some of them are one show, take a break, one show, take a break. Um, so I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play out. I'm kind of excited and interested to see. But
That's
I
awesome.
don't know. I'm hoping, we can grow the YouTube channel. The Spotify numbers will go up. Um, I'm hoping to just make some new fans, man. Getting in all these different states and having an opportunity to introduce myself and show
Right.
some of the talent, man. I hope I pick up some new followers and new fans along the way.
Mm, Hang on 1 second. I want to see what this does. It
Okay,
might drop you.
their maximum threshold.
Okay. That's good thing it gave me a warning. At least it didn't just drop you. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. Maybe it'll give me an option to send them a different link. No, I guess I can only have two on, or maybe that's a limitation of my account, or just how this process works. We'll get something in the future if nothing else, because this is, for me, the way I do these hangouts. It's not one and done. The first one may be a little bit more formal from the start, and the next one's just fuck catch up bullshit albums. What are you doing tour wise? What's been going on with the family, all that kind of shit.
All right, yeah, heck yeah, man. I'm always down to come on, hang out,
And
talk.
and who knows, maybe in the future I can even get to a point where I have a smoother process to collab with people and bring people like yourself. I watched Black Pegasus. I don't know if you know who he is, but he
I'm not
uh
familiar.
he has a podcast where he has multiple people on to react with him. So he'll have other artists on and stuff like that. He's a rapper himself with strange music
Yeah, I
and
know
stuff like
that's
that.
how Chop Easy's is as well. I see them all the time. They've got like four, five, six different people in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm necessarily looking for the whole panel thing, because I think for me, there's certain situations where group works, but for reacting, I think it's a little harder if it's on my show. You know,
Right, right.
I already have like the Council of Creekers and stuff like that. That's enough on its own, much less trying to manage it myself and
Yeah.
everybody talking over each other and shit like that. I'm just like, nah, one on one, maybe three or people you really click with, but otherwise, if it's like kind of inviting people that aren't on all the time, you don't
Yeah.
necessarily have that rhythm yet. So, yeah, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
get that.
having artists on to check out other people's music, or maybe they want to show me music or something like that. Um, who would you say? I don't know if I asked this. I know I thought of it earlier, but we might have got sidetracked. Did you say who you're looking forward to doing collabs with? Not necessarily ones you're already working on.
Well, I've got a couple that I'm working on now, but nobody knows about it yet. So I guess it would be a cool time to say me and Simple Man got a little something working on.
Hell yeah, man.
Uh, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. All the Trailer Made guys have been super cool and super nice to me. I had an opportunity to meet most everybody. Breadwin, Hard Target, Simple Man, Dirty, uh, Frank, of course Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff
Yeah,
McCool and
a good grip of the gang. I've already had an opportunity to meet, and they're also awesome people.
hell yeah, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean,
As far as looking forward to future collabs, man, there's a few that I'd love to have on the list. Zach Smith, have you ever heard of him?
I
Dude, he
have.
is
I need to
probably
get
my
back to checking him
favorite
out,
artist
but
in the game right now.
as far as
Prob-
new reactions go, I know my rotation has been trash because I haven't been hardcore like reacting all the time either. So it's been like maybe five artists have gotten a rotation. Yeah, but I do need to get back to him for sure.
yeah,
Zach
definitely
Smith.
check him out, dude. He doesn't miss. So yeah, I would love to get something going with him in the future if we can. Currently, we're trying to work something out with Common Tribe. He's a
See
pretty
what
cool
Clint said.
dude. Probably good. I don't.
Fuck. uh, but
Hey,
yeah,
but
man, that
he always got everything on the top of his head though. I get sidetracked and I forget about a lot of things. Like it's not that I forget about them, they're just not on my mind right this second. So
hey, that's that's where like the situation where he pops in chat and I say, "Hey, come on up." That's where
yeah,
like
he's
I
like,
have
and Clint will be like,
ADHD,
hey,
bro.
oh yeah,
I
tell him
say
about
that
this. Hey,
shit
yeah, remember
because I'm
that?
like, this is how I solve my problem. I strategize this kind of shit. Okay, I know this guy probably gonna be really good and have all the right things to say. Uh, but yeah, that's, I mean, sometimes it helps to have somebody who's fangirl, as he says it, or really your hype man, and that's like if you're saying you're the opener, which I didn't, you're not the opener, are you? You're like second or
On
third up.
for the tour?
Yeah,
Oh no, sir, I'm direct support.
you're direct support. Okay. But so, like, whoever the one that neither one of us really knew much about is probably opening or something like that.
I want to
And
say
that's,
he has the first set, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that he'll still let some of the local artists from whatever state that we're in
yeah,
come up
yeah,
and open as well. So we'll have a
definitely.
few unknown openers at each show, I would imagine, and then I
And
believe we're
that's,
gonna start with Knowledge, then Frank. On the first leg of the tour, it'll be Knowledge, then Frank, then myself, and then Big Murph will be direct support on the first half. And
oh
then
yeah, man.
whenever he goes to whatever he has going on for the rest of the tour, we'll all bump up, and I'll be direct support.
Definitely, definitely. And that's one of the things I was gonna pick out there was the hype man concept. Sometimes it's your opener, sometimes it's somebody who's just got that personality that always works really well to bring the crowd in and keep them entertained in between setups and stuff. But um, direct support, you're on stage with these guys, you're performing your collabs, you're performing some of their songs, your songs, whatever. Um, and that's really cool. That's the next level. Um, so let's see. You were talking about a few collabs just a bit ago that you were interested in doing, and I think I distracted a little bit from it.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
that you hadn't talked about. You kind of teased the what I got in the pipeline thing, but
yeah. We got a little something in the pipeline, and but yeah, as far as uh people that I would like to work with in the future, um, Zach Smith is at the top of that list. Like
yeah,
he's definitely my favorite artist in the game right now. The dude just does not miss.
oh yeah.
Um, Actually, the him and Coleman Lane just put out a new song, and that's what introduced me to Coleman. And I would absolutely love to work with that guy too.
I don't know if I've
Uh,
come across him yet.
Coleman Lane, they just man, they the new song that them two just came out with, "Hard to Love." You got to check that out.
Hell yeah, man.
But
I'll have to take note, or if I forget, I'll come back and watch this.
yeah, hopefully in the future, I'd like to work with Demon Jones. I'd love to work with man, that would be an awesome feature, Demon.
Shout out to
Um,
Demon Jones, dude. If
Shout
you
out Demon
get a chance
Jones.
to see a clip or anything like that, dude, Mike Son's feature, I think that shit would be dope.
I agree. I think it would be super fire. Um, I'll there's so many people that I would love to work with. I'm not really opposed to working with anybody, you know. Uh, and usually anybody who reaches out to me and asks for a feature, I'm ready. I'm ready to do it.
I think your style, given that it's so fresh in my brain and really, I was so obsessed with Mexican OT when I first found him that it's like, yeah, now to find somebody else that kind of like, oh, you're playing with this, you like this too, all right. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that would be interesting to see what his style brings out of you.
Oh, for sure, man. I'd love to do something with Mexican OT, Yellow Wolf, um,
Paul Wall,
Michael Phillips. That's one of the dude that's been singing with Yellow Wolf lately. Dude is
hell
awesome.
yeah,
There's a
hell
lot
yeah,
of great artists that I would love to work with, for sure.
fuck yeah, man, fuck yeah.
A struggle jam might be something serious.
That would be pretty hardcore. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have it in front of me right now. I wish I was wearing them, but he's the one that got me into wearing my turquoise ring that I'd be rocking.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Cause and I'm looking at I just lost my good set of earrings that I was running too. So that's the other thing. I'm like, all right, we're gonna see if I can find something dope that's like turquoise or something. But I don't know how I'd pull it off. I'm like, it's got to be masculine, not this girly shit. And that's the
Yeah,
complication with turquoise. But Struggle pulls it off so fucking well, man.
for sure.
But yeah, that would be dope, dude. I've uh, I've reacted quite a bit of his stuff. He's another one that I've wanted to get back around to. Um, just kind of having that really cold steel outlaw vibe,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I think that would be pretty cool to see you go harder on that end a little bit too, you know. Um, which to be fair, I think Struggle and Yellow Wolf would be very similar
What up,
as
Misty?
to what it brings out of you. Yeah, what up, Misty? Appreciate you tuning in. Clint
Oh,
says,
we
"Bravo." What up, Chris? Yeah, yeah. I think Bravo's style is kind of some of that grungier or more struggle style, cold type. You know, he likes to go
yeah,
hard in the
more
paint too.
grit to
Yeah,
it for
yeah,
sure.
grit. That's the term I'm looking for, grit. But hmm, what else? So one of your favorite moments was Joplin. What I know this is a question that popped in my head. I don't think I asked. What's one of your favorite notable moments with Clint that you guys have had in the career so far?
Um, Probably one of my favorite times. It's hard to really narrow it down to one because we've had a lot of good times in the last couple years. But definitely one of my favorites was the Deland, Florida show. That was my first time, mine and my wife's both first time ever being on an airplane. And we met with Clint and his wife out there and got to go perform, meet a bunch of people and hang out. Had a great show.
Oh yeah, man.
Uh, Caught a hotel room afterwards. Yeah, man, we had a
Awesome.
good time.
That's awesome, man. It's awesome. Clint says up church as well. That'd be dope to see you on a church collab.
Dude, I would lose my mind. I would for real lose my mind. I
The
dude, I love
chance for
Upchurch, but
people
I
getting
don't feel like
collabs, and especially at this point, I
the
don't
chance of
even
him
know
even
that he's, yeah.
talking to me was like
It's like
what,
just
nothing.
Trey and Trey Healy, and that's about it. And Trey
Yeah.
Healy, I haven't even heard him talk about as much, but I'll be honest, I've been a little out of the loop. Like I said, not reacting enough lately, but yeah, no, he's really
Yeah, that would
narrowed
probably
that
be the
circle
most
down for
insane
sure.
feature. Man, yeah, that'd be crazy.
Hell yeah, man.
Shout
That
out
would be
Upchurch. Holla at me.
Creek Squad. But
Squaw!
so
Hey, I did go to
trying to think of.
a an Upchurch concert. That was one of my first actual the first concert I ever went to was Slayer and Anthrax, and it was crazy. I'm not a metalhead, so I
I
was
am, but I
definitely
was never into the grungier like Slayer type or
out of
more
my comfort
raw
zone, but
Slayer
it was
type.
super cool. So
Yeah,
as far as like a huge concert that I really wanted to go to and had an opportunity to go to, me and Clint went to the Upchurch concert. The tuned in. I think it was his first show over there in Nashville, first show of the
got you.
tour,
Okay.
dude, and they were crazy. He had Broadnax on stage.
Was it? It
It
wasn't
was
the
insane.
municipal, was it?
Yeah,
It was municipal. That's
yeah,
dope. I've heard a lot of legendary stories from that.
dude,
And
it was great.
that's shout out Captain Kurt. He got you all in there.
Yeah, shout out Kurt, man. He's yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
shout out Hologram.
Dope.
She was so cool. She
Holla
helped get us in
hologram.
too. Yeah,
She'll probably see this at some point.
that's so cool. She was awesome.
Yeah. What up, Socks?
I need to get another track with Payday. Me and him, we did that song a couple years ago.
That's the
Whenever me
last
and
collab that I was thinking of. You said it, and I was like,
yeah,
it was Payday, and did you have another one on there? It was a three, or was there one that
uh,
you did within the last couple of years?
yeah. I've got a ton. I got one with Big Poe. I think I have two with Big Poe actually. Um, I know I got one with Tone the Bone. Where the Blacktop ends, dude. That's a great song if you've never heard it. Myself and Tone the Bone. Um, Clint might have to help me.
Clint said he
I've done a
had.
ton of features. I've done one for JJ Hughes. I've done one for Coca. It's about me and Coca got one coming out Friday.
I might have checked out your. No, I don't know. Did you win with Leroy?
No, I haven't. I wish I could.
I bet you.
I
I bet
tried
you
to
you
work
would.
with I tried to work with Chad Arms, and man, that guy's just so busy.
Yeah, I bet. I
Yeah,
bet that dude's been uh
dude, he's
grinding
everywhere.
hard. He's yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Every fucking corner I turn, I'm like, God damn, he knows this person.
Man,
God damn, he knows
shout out
that
Chad
person. I'm like,
Arms,
holy
man.
shit.
Yeah,
And yeah, Payday is dropping fire
definition of
tracks
grinding.
for sure, and that's somebody who I want to get back with. He's working with Cool Hand Luke again. Hell yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah,
hell
dude.
yeah.
That's dope. I'm glad to see Cool Hand Luke getting back on the train and getting some collabs. But yeah, dude, that's fucking dope, dude. You got a lot of good shit going on. A lot of good shit.
Yeah, man, a
And
lot for sure. I'm blessed to say the least.
you got a lot of good people behind you too. Kurt's a good
Yeah,
one to
man,
have behind you.
absolutely.
He's always loving promoting up and comers.
Yeah.
Guys
He's
that
the
got
one
the
that really
soul,
gave me
guys that really share with us.
my first little break, man. He brought me on his live. We sat down, did a kicking it with Captain Kurt, and 6,000 views the first night. It was crazy. He's the one that gave me my first little bit of eyes on me, man, and I appreciate Kurt for that, for real. Thank you, sir.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Kurt's. I think he's been busy as hell lately, but especially when he was really on that grind, he put so many people on, dude. It's fucking awesome. But um,
Yeah, I know I can't talk about the big stuff. You ain't gotta tell everybody. I'm
I know I pinned it for him.
a
But hey, man, we're coming up on that hour mark, and my phone just buzzed at me, which I don't want to try to run this on charger and stuff like that, so we could probably wrap
yeah,
it
it's
up.
cool,
But
man.
if you have more stuff that you want to plug, some current stuff you're doing, or just remind the guys what you got going on, the Dirty tour and whatnot. What up, Miss Tabitha?
Yeah, for sure. If you feel like it, and you do feel like it, go check out '90s Baby. It's on all streaming platforms. That's the newest single we just dropped. We got a music video coming out to it real soon. Clint's been grinding, man. He's working hard on that.
And I'll be
Um,
honest, normally I close out with that, but I would have not the first fucking clue how to do it with YouTube's little mobile app.
I got you, bro. It's all good. Uh, yeah, man. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. Come see us on tour in September. We will be everywhere. There's a flyer, got all the dates and all the cities. Go find which one is going to be closest to your home. Get on there and get the tickets. I think they're only like $21, $22. They're not nothing crazy. And come see us. Let's
Cl-
have a good time.
Clint, if
We
you
go
have
on
a
the
link
road
for that,
September 3rd.
go ahead and drop that, and I'll have Misty copy and repaste that for us if she's still here. But yeah, that's dope. You said tickets were how much for pre-sale?
I'm pretty sure they're only like I think they're crazy expensive.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, Dirty tour coming up. You got oh, I thought that was Clint dropping. Nope, just my bot. um, anyway, so you got Dirty Tour coming up. That's gonna be dope. Big Murph on it. I've seen you guys collab before. I'm sure you got something in for us. You guys got a dope fucking style together, by the way. I love Murph because he just got that corny as like he taps into everything, dude. He can tap into the corny side, he can tap into the slick like player side style, any of that shit.
Yeah, he's
But
he's
yeah,
definitely all over with it
yeah,
too. Unfortunately, we haven't done one yet, but in the future, if he's trying to work, we definitely will.
yeah, for sure. Um, so any last things you want to plug? Socials. Where's the best place for people to find you?
You can find me on Pack. You can find me on YouTube, Mike Sons Music. You can find me on Spotify, Apple, Tidal,
Spotify's how I
D.
was just listening to you earlier when I was running errands and shit, doing a
Yeah,
little
man.
recon, getting a little fresh. But
Mike Sons on all streaming platforms.
hell yeah, man. Apple Music, Spotify, the whole nine. So
Yes, sir.
appreciate you coming on, Mike, and we will definitely have to do this again sometime, in probably a better format. But nonetheless, we can do this again sometime and promote maybe a little bit more during tour, or maybe coming
Absolutely.
up on another album drop. So appreciate you coming on. Appreciate Clinton getting a hold of me, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you having me. I appreciate the chat, man. Y'all go smash that like button. We'll see y'all.
Hell yeah.